Obi-Wan. So holy smokes, look at all of the wow. All right, everybody, before we start this video, I need you guys to get up, grab your lightsaber, and it's time to do a quick Padawan Obi-Wan stretch session. You ready for it? Let's go. All right, you grab your lightsaber. And then proceed to do 5 trillion damage as a result. People, welcome to today's video where we have an interesting conversation we're going to be having about one of the most controversial Omicrons in the S to the W to the G to the freaking OH. Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron, and how I'm going to be applying it myself on the greatest free-to-play account to ever free-to-play in the history of the word free-to-play. Come on over, people. Let's get nice, close, and personal on this beautiful conversation today. We've ranked all the Omicrons in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, right? Right. And, you know, on my list, which, again, you can find my Ultimate Galaxy Heroes spreadsheet down below in the video description, you can see that in terms of Conquest, Raid, Galactic Challenge, Omicrons, we have him inside of the Kyber tier. But you know, I've been having internal disputes about the viability of this Omicron. Obviously, I think in terms of the PvE Omicrons that exist in the game, it's one of the best all around. Because at the end of the day, as I'm going to kind of hit the point home, this Omicron, if it's going to help people be more active in Conquest and or hit a higher crate than they otherwise would have, this Omicron will pay dividends. But there's a big, massive booty that we got to talk about here. Come on over. So let's pull up the greatest free-to-play account ever free-to-play in the history of free-to-play. And I guess as we're here, let's go ahead and pull up my main account as well. I do not have this Omicron applied on neither, potato, tomato of my accounts here. And there's a very good reason. It's because I'm hitting the highest crate I can already do on both of my accounts. On my main account, you know, Padawan Obi-Wan's been in the game for about a year now. I've been able to hit constant gold crates, or I was able to hit red crate for what's it called, the dark side vision rate, without the need of this Omicron. Same goes for my main account. I am able to constantly get the max crate without this Omicron. So why would I want to apply it? Well, today I might be answering one of those questions, and as we kind of already alluded to the answer, kind of already ended the video, I guess. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, and it's great to be in the Empire today. As I said, I feel like this nobility and restraint Omicron is very much so a luxury Omicron that makes things just a little bit easier, right? Making things more convenient, I should say. You know, we all agree that, you know, Tree Omicron, people should have it. We all agree that you should have the Malicos Omicron, the Bane Omicron. But this one, people just always had a hard time kind of getting on the same page. I'm having a hard time getting on the same page myself, because what this Omicron offers, you can basically do without it. Let's read it together just to remind ourselves, get the old noggins turning here. First off, your allies are going to get 10% max health, max protection, and 30 speed inside of Conquest. All allies, right? Pretty nifty. Then your allies gain an additional 10% max health, max protection for each relic and fire level Padawan Obi-Wan has. And if you've invested hard into this guy for a Duel to Fate, well, that's a lot. That's 90% max health, max protection for all your allies. Then you cut the offensive Sith enemies in half until the end of the battle. I love this Darth Maul reference from episode 1. Oh my gosh. That's probably one of my favorite references in this game. And then Padawan Obi-Wan has a 50% chance to take a bonus turn whenever an enemy ends their turn. This is a big deal. Then let's keep reading on. We're not even at the good part yet. This is a long, wordy, hefty Omicron. When Padawan Obi-Wan starts this bonus turn, allies recover 75% health, gain 75% offense for 2 turns, and enemies are inflicted with buff immunity. And this is where the good stuff comes in. The buff immunity, healing immunity, which can't be resisted, and if Obi-Wan's stamina is 50% or greater, whenever an ally uses this special ability, any ally, they're going to be able to inflict accuracy down, critical chance down, critical damage down, defense down, evasion down, offense down, potency down, speed down, tenacity down on the target for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. And if Obi-Wan's stamina is 50% or greater, whenever Obi-Wan uses the special ability, allies gain accuracy up, critical chance up, defense up, damage up, defense up, evasion up, offense up, potency up, speed up, and tenacity. Holy cow. Now, again, this isn't a brand new Omicron. We were pretty wild about when we first got it, but again, the problem is I'm already able to do all this stuff on my accounts, right? But there might be some people that might not have the breadth of roster to knock out all these stupid feats. You know, actually up, actually down, evasion up, evasion down. Let's pull up the free-to-play account. So I'm gonna be going on a little trip here. Gonna be touching a lot of grass, and I really do not want to be spending too much time playing Conquest. You know, and I was like, you know, I don't feel like doing these feats. I just want to enjoy my time, right? Gosh forbid I took a little time off Conquest to enjoy some, you know, blue skies and, you know, what's the I see skies of blue, red roses too. Whatever that song is, it's a beautiful song. But it's a beautiful world as well, my friends. Get it? What a wonderful world. All right, Gary doesn't get it. All right, but like for example, and again, I don't know. I'm really curious to hear your guys' like unfiltered thoughts on this. And we talked about it extensively, but with like not like a focal point in a video. Like for example, we have this evasion, accuracy down feat. Now I'm already almost there on my free-to-play account. I'm 15 away. And, you know, it's a little annoying. The only way I'm able to do it on my free-to-play account is through the use of Cad Bane, or Chad Bane, as I should say. Do I still have it? I probably was doing a different feat beforehand. Yeah, I was doing a different feat beforehand. But if we pull up, you know, like this is my go-to team. Basically, long story short, I would, you know, let's just put Cad Bane in because I'm too lazy to put everything else in. I would constantly get Jabba to call Cad Bane to assist, which in turn Orlando would do an assist as well. And you get the accuracy down. So again, I have the means to do it, but it just seems slightly annoying, inconvenient. It takes a little bit longer, whereas the Omicron, you're just constantly spamming it non-stop alongside all the other things. And again, if I can spend less time playing Conquest, being annoyed less, maybe getting through the feats faster, which in turn means possibly less energy spent, and then that means maybe I can focus on, again, enjoying life outside of Conquest, or maybe focusing on datacrons a little bit more of those extra couple of energy that I would have saved otherwise. But then I go back to my main account, and I look at my account, you know, and for a roster like what I have on my main account, I generally don't have an issue multitasking. So as I'm going through a sector, I make the perfect team, so I'm knocking out all 4 feats at once, basically, or as much as I can. And again, it's like, well, I don't really need it there. But again, the free-to-play account, although I've been able to hit the highest crate possible, whether gold or sometimes red, you know, it gets to the point where it's like, man, after playing one Conquest, I really do not want to play a second Conquest in its entirety. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, even though we're almost done with this Conquest cycle, I think I'm going to apply it today. However, there is one more big issue that I have. Now, let's go take a look at Padawan Obi-Wan real quick, you know, because we're about to upgrade him. So let's go take one more quick gander at him. He's got a crud ton of buffs and debuffs that he's spamming out there. But my concern is the following. What if they eventually Bausch Leia him? What do you mean by Bausch Leia, Arnold? Well, what I mean by that is that eventually they make it obsolete, because Padawan Obi-Wan's really only as beneficial with all those buffs and debuffs as long as they make it a required feat. They could easily, you know, let's take a look at that long list of stuff. I'm probably gonna forget all the stuff he does here, but let's say, for example, you know, let's say they don't have accuracy down in a future Conquest, or critical damage down, or speed down. What if they want foresight? Maybe, I mean, again, we have other characters that, do we have foresight here? No, we don't have foresight here. You know, what if they want, for example, you know, crit avoidance? You know, again, crit avoidance stuff, you know, like very more obscure buffs and debuffs. They could easily design Conquest to make nobility and restraint not a super helpful Omicron. Now, of course, there are benefits beyond that, you know, with all the extra durability, the health recovery, yada, 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 the offense stuff. But really, people are applying it for the convenience factor of this. So that is my biggest problem. What if I'm coming in too late to appreciate this Omicron? Connect! Stupid mic cables. Amazon Basics, my booty. Anyways, that's my biggest concern about this. I'll apply this. What if next Conquest, you don't see any of it? Now, I want to believe that's going to be a less likely occurrence, because he covers a lot of ground when it comes to buffs and debuffs. So that is my biggest concern. It's pretty much twofold. Number one, you could technically do what he does already in a less convenient way. And secondly, they could easily design Conquest where this is no longer a beneficial thing for buffs and debuffs. They just gotta not require specific buffs and debuffs that Padawan Obi-Wan can apply. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to this. Conquest, it is arguably the second, someone maybe say the first most important game mode in this game, because of the quality of characters that generally come out of it and sometimes shift. And if this allows you or you myself to play this game mode with as minimal headache as fast as possible, maybe giving you access to buffs and debuffs you don't really have fleshed out in your kit, especially if you're like an earlier game account. Like if you're like, you know, 4 million, you probably might not have some of these buffs and debuffs. This is where I think it comes in handy. But for me, I'm finally gonna apply because two things. Number one, I really don't have any big Omicrons I'm expecting to apply anytime soon. I just threw on the Zalbar Omicron, and I also recently I'm upgrading my Malgus, and I already got the important Omicron on him as well. So I don't really see myself utilizing the Omicrons on anything else in the foreseeable future as I build towards Leviathan. And again, you know, I'm not gonna lie, playing 2 Conquest, going for the highest crate possible on both, 1 gold and 1 red, or sometimes 2 red, you know, it's not the most exciting thing for me personally. And especially with my trip that I'm going on here, it's like if I could spend less time messing around with some specific buffs and debuffs, all the better, my friends. So I don't know, you guys let me know what you think. I'm definitely, even after explaining this to myself, I'm still kind of 50-50 in this. I can see it either way. If you're someone that's kind of strapped for Omicrons, which it is kind of strappy for a lot of people out there, there are probably more important Omicrons out there. But if you want to make a more meaningful improvement inside of Conquest, make life a little bit easier, then you know what, Nobility and Restraint I think is going to help you out there, and that's the most important thing. Making this game more enjoyable, more accessible, easier to tackle some of this important content. I'm applying it, and why don't we just go ahead and appreciate it together real quick. Look at all that little text that just pops up. Holy cow. That is a word vomit of an Omicron right there. Let's go hop on over to Conquest real quick. Let's just go check out that evasion down feat that we have. And I think if I had more Omicrons that I was more actively going to be utilizing in the foreseeable future, I probably wouldn't do it, but I don't see myself really building a team that needs Omicrons in the next couple months here. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Conquest, I'm playing 2. Let's make life a little bit easier on us. So, all right, let's go do this. So we're going to go evasion down, right? Let's double check we're in the right place. Or is it accuracy down? Accuracy down. 15 more. Let's just see how many I can get in one battle. I have a feeling that with my data discs, I might blow through this a little too quickly. But it's actually, no, this one's fine. We don't have the other data disc that gives you the stacking offense based off debuffs here. All right, let's go. Lock me in the battle. Let's go over here. We're going to go to Geonosians real quick. And, you know, just to kind of keep things simple, why don't we just stick to, like, you know, how about this? Let's do something a little bit more odd. What's something that... I'm thinking of maybe a non-Galactic Republic team that could be funny to show this in. What if... Give me a second. Let me think about this. What if I threw this in a... Let's do this. I don't know if this is a great example. I want to do something really odd. Here, let's do this. Why don't we do... This is going to be such a stupid example. Obviously, I think most people just throw like in a Padawan, Obi-Wan, Queen Amidala lineup, or a Jedi Master Luke lineup, for example. But all right, why don't we do it something like this? Just something really kind of out of the order to show that this has that plug-and-play viability that could be beneficial if you're just trying to plug them into a random team. And again, what debuffs? How do we get the debuffs out again? All right, let's see. The Padawan has stamina is 50% or greater whenever an ally uses a special ability, they inflict accuracy down. All right, I have a feeling I might get ran over by Genos. They have a tendency to be an absolute jerk of a team. So, all right, let's just go try this out real quick. See what we can do. And again, just spamming specials. We should be able to get all these debuffs without even trying. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's see if the Genos are going to be kind to me here. Or, oh, I forgot Han Solo. That would have been nice to have. Oh, boy. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So watch. We're going to be spamming a ton of buffs to my team, right? Because we're above 50% stamina. We are using a special ability on Padawan Obi-Wan, so... Holy smokes, look at all of the... Wow, I guess you gotta be careful of Genos and Spy, though. All right, same deal. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna spam more buffs. I don't need buffs for this sector. I already kind of took care of what I needed to. All right, let's go focus on over here now. I feel like I'm burning through the team too quickly to really... I'm suffering from success. Wow, I'm not really getting the full benefit of this, huh? All right, so we're gonna be able to spam some debuffs. Yeah, I think that we're gonna... Wow, Arnold, you're doing great. You're doing great here. You're really showing me the power of it. Again. Oh boy, did I just... Let's see. All right, we got those debuffs to apply. Well, unfortunately, I think my data discs are just simply too stacked, and I didn't really get to sit in the battle all that long, but I guess it goes to show it's going to be beneficial to plug into lineups that he's not normally supposed to be in. I think I probably only got, what, three of these? Actually, I got more than I anticipated. So, would it be more efficient than Cad Bane Jabba? Let's do another battle real quick. I need to feel a little bit better. I need a team that's gonna take more special abilities here. All right, let's go. Let's do it one more time. Let's go put it in more of a. Actually, how about this? Let's go like put it in a Jedi. Let's do it like a Jedi lineup here. Yeah. Let's go like Jedi Knight Luke. Let's old Ben. Give me some of this. And why don't we? Yeah. Do something like this. Yeah, give me Shakti. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me try this real quick. Let's see if we're gonna run into any problems with this. Spam a bunch of debuffs. See if we can knock it. I should at least at the minimum, if we're making this video, show myself utilizing the Omicron, knocking out the thing. That's gonna probably take a few more battles here. All right. Here we go. All right, now they're going to be annoying for the first little bit. And, of course, they go straight for the guy that I love Conquest so much. Shock, can someone take a turn here? Here we go. All right. So we're going to spam a crud ton of buffs to us here. Here we go. All right. And loads of... Oh, does that not count? Does that not count? Oh, boy, that's going to be funny if that doesn't count. All right, we're going to spam. There's all those debuffs right there. You know, let's just stick to this right now. Yeah, I don't want to kill him too fast. There we go, spamming more special abilities. There we go. Let's just keep spamming more special abilities. So let's put it on 1x. We could try to see. But look, man, they're just like, dang, look at them. They are just covered in tons and tons of debuffs. I don't know. Pass it over here. More debuffs being spammed. I think it's the mass overpower that's causing us problems here. More debuffs being spammed. Boom. Look at that. Let's go drop this over here. Give it to, I don't care, Shakti. Boom. More debuffs. Ooh, just do a basic. I don't want to overkill it right now. Yeah. I want to take advantage of this here. There we go. More debuffs coming in. Let's call Hermit Yoda for the assist. Hermit Yoda. More debuffs. Beautiful. Okay, and then let's do some more taunt action. Boom. Debuffs. Holy smokes. Look at all this. Let's go over here now. Boom. My goodness. Debuffs galore. Just so we're not going to get any debuffs here because we're not using a special. 48,000 damage. And just do a basic again. I don't need buffs right now. I need debuffs. Hermit Yoda coming. Let's go ahead and spam special ability. There we go. More debuffs. Oh my gosh. Just look at this. It's just tons and tons of debuffs. So much red, so much green out there in the galaxy. Man, Obi-Wan, my gosh, I can't talk. I've never actually used this Omicron myself personally, so it's kind of wild just seeing all this here. All right, let's go over here. There we go, and I'm pretty confident now, because I kind of stalled it out a little bit, we are going to get a lot more. Did I knock it all out this time? Let's see, boom, 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 boom. All right, and... I get it. It's cool. It does its job. It's plug and play. It gives you a tool that can plug in any lineup. Gosh, this is Conquest literally embodied right here. But again, I feel like I know I could do this without the Omicron, but I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot easier. It's a lot less thinking, and I'm sure I could throw it on auto. And I think that's the big thing too. With the Cad Bane, I kind of got to play it on manual. I just want to hit auto, and I don't want to pay too much attention to Conquest. I want your reward. I want nothing to do with you in between all that. But do I have to do it? Should I do this right? Should I just go ahead and make sure here? Let's just here. Oh gosh, I'm kind of a little irritated right now that I couldn't just get what I wanted here. All right, let's try this one more time. Give me a Galactic Republic lineup. All right, give me the Shock. Yeah, Shock. Give me the Master Qui-Gon. There we go. And I don't care from there. Yeah, Yoda. Yeah. And yeah, sure, just R2. Throw it on auto. Get what I needed. Let's get the heck on out of here. I think it's more of a convenience factor. Again, I know I could do this without it, but if I could just hit auto and just know they're going to spam tons of buffs, tons of debuffs, sure, more power to it. Hopefully, this is going to be around for a little bit longer. In Conquest, I'd be pretty mad if this just becomes completely irrelevant in the foreseeable future. So anyways, people, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Let me know down below. I mean, if we go ahead and pull up the deets on this Omicron, hold on, let's pull it up real quick. We can see how many people have it. There are a lot of people that have it. And again, I've always had this internal battle whether this thing is worth it or not. Let's see, where do we find the omicrons? Stats, let's go. Where the heck is it? Oh my gosh, I can't find it now. Hold on. Omicron. There we go, Omicron report. And there we go. Knock her out of the park and a beautiful. Let me see what I got here. We got it and we got it. Okay. All right, let's look up Obi-Wan. All right, so Padawan Obi-Wan, you can find him on the second page of the Omicron report. Out of all of the Omicrons out there, it seems like, let's see, 20% of people that have Padawan Obi-Wan have the Omicron. Out of the entire total here? So again, it's not a ton of people, but yeah, it's definitely not like Queen Amidala where 80% of them have it. Again, it's not a necessary Omicron. It's a quality of life luxury Omicron. So that's gonna wrap it up for today, my friends. We locked it in. I don't know, I don't have any other Omicrons in the foreseeable future. I'm upgrading, and I'm gonna definitely feel the impact of this next Conquest when we start a fresh one. It's probably gonna make life so much easier. But share your experience down below. Would you recommend it to others, or are you kind of like what I said? You can do it without it, but you know, it makes things a little bit easier, maybe faster, more audible inside of Conquest. Anyways, like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing, and always remember that it's great to be in the Empire today.